So hi there. My name is Richard Volter. I'm the founder of Mews. I'm here to tell you about how Mews, as a PMS, will enable the actual innovation that's going to come. So I'm a little bit older than the previous company. The journey started for me about 7.5 years ago when I started Mews. It was in my hometown of Prague in Czech Republic. And that's what I used to look like. It was a much more kind of fresh-faced kind of man. And yeah, it started with me building a hotel and building a lobby. So I'm a hotelier, and I wanted the feeling that you have when you actually came into the hotel to be that of a home, a stylized home. And I just couldn't believe that there wasn't a solution out there that I could actually use to facilitate that. So what I really started thinking about was, at first I didn't really think that I was going to build a PMS. I thought that I was actually building a fantastic app that would, link the hotel to the guests and make sure that the guests could actually completely configure their stay, completely configure the types of experiences that they wanted to actually kind of have in the city. And like a great host, you'd be able to facilitate that. And so, of course, I went to the main players, and I explained this vision. I explained the types of APIs that we would need, and they said no. So I said, well, how hard can it be to build a PMS? And that's why I'm standing here 7.5 years later, still finding out that it's pretty tough. But it's gone pretty well. I can't complain. We've just been voted PMS of the Year by Hotel Tech Report, and that's by all of our happy clients. We've grown to a size of 400 employees. We have offices in around 11 different countries, and we just received a great Series B from Battery Ventures to really facilitate all of the innovations that I think we're all excited about and want to actually kind of see in this industry. So I think the thing about us is that, on the one side, it's about pushing the technology and pushing the bounds of the innovations to be able to actually facilitate the great types of innovations that are going to come. But we think that we're hoteliers first and technologists second. And for us, that really means a commitment to all of our clients from the types of support that we actually give everyone. And we feel that that's actually a fundamental change in the way that technology, and especially hotel technology, is served up. So for us, we really care about how happy everyone is with the types of responses, how quickly we can resolve every single issue, how quickly we can actually innovate, how quickly we can develop new features. And that's also why we're open about this. All of these details are up on our website. You see all of our pricing, you see all of the different stats, you see our SLAs, you see our uptimes and downtimes, and we work super hard to make sure that that's as close to 100% uptime as you can actually kind of get. So what about the actual innovations? So I think you can see that there's so many different ideas floating around, and the way that we see ourselves is we're enablers of that innovation. And that's what the PMS should be. It isn't something that actually locks you in to a type of process that you have to follow. It isn't something that locks you in to the type of vision that you have for your property, for the type of product that you actually want to create. It's about being able to be flexible with all of that. So some of the things that we're working on is, for example, the ideas of flexible space usage. How can you get 200% occupancy in every single space that you have? How can you think about your spaces in a way that half the season they can be something, half the season they can be something else? And with today's technology, it is about that kind of flexibility and to think of those spaces in the most flexible possible way. It's enabling things like Husto. Subscription pricing is a fantastic idea, and there will be models like this. And we just have to kind of make sure that it's not a wholesale model, because that's a been and gone, tried model. It's all about trying to figure out how can something like a Netflix-like innovation in hospitality actually be accretive. How can we make sure that we're actually selling those rooms for even more revenue than we ever did before? Then we think about also the coming revolution in terms of profiles and privacy layers, and thinking about how to actually structure that so your guests are always protected, and that you're protected also from all the different types of GDPR issues that might be coming. It's the same thing for true personalized pricing. And it's really getting to that next point about thinking about the lifetime value of your guests and not just thinking about RevPAR, thinking about how to create that kind of relationship with your guests. And then it's also about thinking about things like attributes and how you can actually combine them together to, again, bring more revenue. So I think attribute-based selling is something that a lot of different vendors have actually thought about. But the way that we think about it is that it's not about attribute-based pricing, it's about matching all of that together. It's about making sure that when it's a beautiful sunny day, you're also thinking about how to sell that balcony for the highest possible price, that real-time information that you need, and not somewhere that it's just sitting in a database and not being updated by what's actually happening on the ground. So what about now? What about what we actually do today for all of our hotels and clients? So the first thing that we do is we really talk to you and we try and get you to actually simplify every single thing. It comes from our design principles. We think of the fact that a PMS should be sleek, understandable, trainable. Everyone who's coming into a hotel should understand what they're doing just from the dashboard. We don't think about it in terms of a complicated process where you're trying to teach someone how to look at a database from 1995. You have to look at it and see what are the action points that you have to deliver today. Don't think about it as building these types of layers and you're then hoping for them to kind of talk together. This is really what most of the systems look like. This is when you get to system bloat where you're just hoping that a middle layer will translate all of these old legacy technologies together and somehow create a fantastic solution for you. It's not going to happen. You have to start from the ground up and you have to start thinking, again, like a product designer. You have to start thinking with this at the heart. You have to start thinking about what is the customer journey, what is the guest journey that I would like to take my customers on for my property. And then you also have to think about what are the types of innovations, what are the types of collaborators, because true innovation will come through collaboration. Now, we're the most connected system out there in the market. We have, again, according to Hotel Tech Report, the most connections of any PMS out there, and we're proud of that. We don't think that we're going to build everything. We think that actually your property is much like a cocktail that you're actually putting together. And again, we don't need to actually kind of sell it. Our partners end up doing that selling for us. This is the front pages of some of our great trusted partners, and they know that when they work with Mews, that's when that true innovation, that true revenue uplift is coming because of the way that we have actually built our solution. So I guess I've run out of time. I always run out of time. The true fact of what we're all trying to do in this industry is really elevate the guest experiences and really try and bring technology that serves the human beings, that serves the guest. So thank you so much.